Hello everybody and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. It looks like we are approaching the moment of truth here. Right?
Alright. Shall I roll for some spells?
Ooh, maybe I should take Dictate. I think 2 castings of Dictate would be good.
I'm gonna roll for some spells, Neal, alright?
Okay, you gotta tell me what you're rolling for though.
Yes, these are all level 3 and 4 spells, so they're definitely in the library.
Oh, okay.
So I'll roll for them. I need a 70, what is it, 75? Yeah, I need 75%, so let's go through them one by one. So the first one is Evard's Black Tentacles. Fast. The next one is Lightning Bolt.
These
passed. Do you want me to do days for these?
Yes.
So the first one takes 7 days. Second one takes 3 days. So I'm on 10 days so far.
Okay.
Rory's Mnemonic Enhancer. That's a pass. That takes 6 days. Improved Invisibility. Passed. That takes 8 days. How many days do I have left?
How many days have you used total? Including the first ones that you learned?
Let me roll for Wall of Ice as well then. So I'm on 10, 14, 20, 28, 34 days so far.
Okay, that's fine.
We got more time?
Mm-hmm.
Improved strength. I'm on 40 days now. Got one more to do, so. That's emotion. 5 days, so 45 days.
That should be fine. Do you have anything else you want to do?
No, I think that's it. Do you want to add these into my spell list?
Yeah, send me the list of them, and I will put them into your spell list in between sessions.
Thank you.
Okay. So, the two of you, plus a whole slew of...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. There was one other thing you wanted to do.
Yeah, while this is going on, actually, I want to try sending out thought waves to all the paladins of Arcadia.
There are not very many of them, but you can do it.
Yeah, I'll send out the thought waves. I probably don't even contract Eliza for this one because I don't think it's going to take more than a couple of days. And we have 12 weeks of research to do. So, yeah, just at some point in that intervening time, I'll the thought hits him, and he starts sending out thought waves to all the paladins of Arcadia with the same message.
Perfect.
And with the groups that have not already received this message, so that I don't spam them.
Right. You're not spamming. God. This is the worst form of advertising in the world. Imagine the cleric of Sayor who's like, you know, thought-waving people about his great products that he's building.
Have you tried MeUndies?
Come on by to Zweihar's shop of blah blah blah, located in Thardam. Great prices on all weapons. Half off for the first person who shows up that doesn't try and kill me.
At some point, I'll go see Lysandra and talk to her and let her know that it's a pretty dangerous mission, but I'll do my best to come back alive.
Well, there's one more complication.
Oh boy.
Because by the time you guys are getting ready and getting in place, it is the end of April, the beginning of May. And during
it was December when we started, right?
Yeah, so it takes what do we say, 12 weeks
12 weeks, so 3 months.
So 3 months, that gets you toward somewhere in March.
Should be March.
Right, and then there's some gathering of other people.
Which all happens during the 12 weeks, right?
Right. So the people gather in the 12 weeks while you're doing the research, and then they go out and they get their things, and then there's some stuff being built. After the spell is researched, you got to get like the actual proper things to hold it. Once you know how the spell goes, that's going to take a couple extra weeks while the craftsmen build it, and then you got to wait for everyone to show up.
Because we have the 12-week blocker, that's our big blocker, right? Even the people who take a month to show up then have another 8 weeks to go get their things and come back.
Right. Right. It's really, I think, going to be the creating of the crystal holders that will take a few weeks after the culmination of everything. And you want to make sure all your stragglers show up. And the complication that comes up is that during this time, when winter begins to wane and spring begins to come, there is talk of the war ramping up again, because in medieval worlds you don't have warfare all year round. There's just not the supplies and time and money, and it's just too complicated to do all year round. So you usually have like a warring season in the spring, summer, and fall, and the wars begin to pick up again right as you're finishing this stuff. No one's quite invaded Drekis yet, but the tensions begin to rise and the battles begin to take place. Armies begin to form up on the North Grove of Drekis, way over here, for the Drekisians, and the Mistrayans start gathering their forces at Stout End as the siege of Dawngate continues. What remaining people that want to come do the demon invasion rather than join in this war join you guys, but it does throw a slight wrench in the plans and slows things down. Your wife is concerned about what you're doing here, but her major concern is actually the war with Mystria. She's pretty confident that you're going to be fine with this shit, but the Mystrian war is what worries her. Okay.
I mean,
so you gather.
Ask us for help?
No, you're off doing your own thing. They'll handle the war. They have this huge influx of money from Caledonia. They've got gear. They've got lots of steel gear. They've got lots of soldiers. There's a dragon on the enemy team, but they've got the soldier count and the gear and the supplies and the coordination.
I mean, they're building
tools.
Balliste for the dragon, right? That's how you do it.
That's what they spent the winter doing, is buffing up the defenses around Kershwick, Fenden, Grumpburn, Bontheris, Coxport, and Wickthron Morenta.
So
your home is...
Yeah. You know, Malachi, if we come back to find Bontheris destroyed, I'll be a little bit upset.
I will be upset.
If we come back to find Jeeves dead, we're going to have to go kill that dragon.
I agree with that. I shake your hand on that.
Luckily, your house is outside of Bontheris, a few miles. So hopefully if Bontheris gets destroyed, your home will still be intact.
Yeah,
I hope so.
But this is what's happening in the background while you guys are busy with demons. I just wanted to touch on that for a moment. Okay. Well, the time has come. How exactly does this go down once you all gather in Hillsborough?
So
what does it look like?
Well, we're like, I guess we rent the entire inn.
Nick, are you taking a cloud kill?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, hold on. I gotta change my spells then. We had that combo, remember, that we were talking about doing, but then we didn't do it. I think.
Have you got like produce wind or something like that?
I can exert fine control over air currents and winds.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
I can carry your cloud kill, no problem. Within the spell...
question I need to ask Neal, if we are looking at the spell list here, is there a chance that when everyone gathers in the inn, we have a moment to reflect and gain 8,400 experience points for researching winter spells and doing all this stuff? Come on. What's level 10? You know, it's nothing. It's literally been years since I leveled this character up. It's been years. It's been over a year since I've leveled up.
Not yet, Nick.
Oh,
not yet.
Okay.
Next session, if you survive next session.
Bloody hope so.
Estimate direct wind servant to carry along gusts and air currents. Moon ray of 12E. Okay, yeah. So I can make a wind servant to carry your cloud kill around with. So instead of doing 2 dictates, we'll do 1 dictate. And we'll take a mental domination instead, and then we'll take wind servant. Okay.
All right. So you've gathered your people. You have before you a lot of folks. You've got a couple paladins, you've got a bunch of clerics, you've got some of the greatest warriors of the land gathered here. A lot of like levels 5s and 6s, a few 7s here and there, maybe a couple of 4s that are tagging along. Any 10 pluses? That is a great question.
Surely not.
I imagine we've got, because I know we have at least a few level 9s, right?
I don't want anyone who's level 10.
There are going a few level 9s. Oh, because for the... Why did you need a level 9 person again?
We didn't need level 9s, but that was... I think we got a couple of level 9s.
Yeah, so you might be able to get a couple level 9 fighters, but level 9 clerics are going to be harder to come by. I don't think you'll have any level 9 clerics.
Okay, but we got some level 9 fighters, potentially.
You might have a couple level 9 fighters.
Okay.
We will deal with the specifics of those a little bit later. All
right.
So which crystal is yours?
Well, that's what I was wondering. So I'm gonna talk about plans here, and I mentioned that we're probably gonna have a surplus of people by the looks of it. I'm going to cast the initial spell on the crystals, and I suggest that instead of me installing one of the crystals, I stay with the sort of backup parties. So we have a few different groups that are ready with people who can make dimensional folding spells in a pinch to go reinforce a group that's being overrun.
Very good. Very good.
But you'll have to be casting the spell. Will you be able to fight as well? Like, is it a cast and then we fight?
Yeah, we cast and then we go install them.
Yeah, okay.
You cast in advance, and then you have to go
I think it's better to have 1 casting of Evard's Black Tentacles or 3 castings of Magic Missile. Evard's probably better, isn't it?
Well, Magic Missile is direct damage. Evard's Black Tentacle is crowd control, right?
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. Honestly, if we're fighting demons, I would guess probably Evards, because if we're fighting them, we're going to be fighting them en masse.
Okay, I think this will probably be my spell list.
Okay.
It's full combat mode engaged.
Cool. I might change 1 or 2 things around, but this is what I'm working with for here. Is there a lot of like rocky area here, Neal? Because I'm taking as a basic idea transmute rock to mud for my 5th level slot.
So it depends on where you're going to be, right? If you're in the sandy desert of Hourglass, there's not going to be a lot of rock. But if you're over here in the plains,
there's a lot of rock
there'll be earth and rock sort of mixed around.
Okay. I might go for that.
And since you don't really know where you're going to be fighting.
Yeah. Okay, 5th level spell slot's a maybe, but here's what I'm working with so far.
Okay. Nice. Cure light wounds, protection from evil, slow poison, tree.
I didn't have the 4th level spell slot to take greater tree, so we just have to do the normal one.
Do you think it's worth on the day getting I'll cast buffs on as many people as I can, and then you nap me and I relearn my spells for the fight?
I'd have to nap myself too.
Yeah,
but we could potentially do that.
It's just
the nap is a dangerous thing though, because if you nap and then the battle happens while you're sleeping.
It's probably not worth it for 2 castings of Stone Skin.
Yeah, I will, in the days before we go though, start casting Unfailing Endurance on people, because that'll last for 9 days, and I can do it on 9 people at a time, so I can do those in advance.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, how are you gonna... You have to set everything up, and then there needs to be some sort of signal to everybody that it needs to be cast. And that's sort of like a thing that needs to be simultaneously done by everyone. Okay. So you're gonna need some sort of sign that it's time. And now you could use a celestial sign, like the night of the full moon, because that's actually right around the time that you were setting up here is a day or 2 before the full moon.
I'm gonna ask if any of the clerics have a means of creating that, actually. Have a means of creating a signal that could go long distances.
Because I could do it with a fireball, but I'd rather keep my spell slots for fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, I skipped over an important detail. I'm sorry. Madrigal disappears in the night sky in February.
Which one is
the goddess of hope?
Oh, that's a good
in
sign.
the middle of setting all of this up, the goddess of hope vanishes from the night sky and is just gone from the world. And all of her clerics lose all of their powers. Minor note, that happened a couple weeks ago.
Wow. All right.
None of our clerics were magical then.
I think
Not
probably
anymore.
a few magical clerics showed up, and now they're like, whoops. No more spells.
I think in a good job, guys. Nice one.
Did that happen when Malchus came down? Did they lose their powers?
That's a great question.
They
Nobody
didn't
knows.
because, well, we fought some and they cast spells.
Yeah, but we
Didn't
didn't
you
know
fight
if
someone that
Malchus-
cast spells? Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't. Was Malchus out of the sky at that point, or was that later that Malchus vanished?
He was out of the sky then, yeah.
Okay.
But he was in the world, so
Yeah,
maybe...
So maybe Madrigal's dead, or maybe Madrigal got banished to the plane of shadow.
Madrigal is now a winter god, everybody. It's a joke.
I'm just wait. Once all the regular gods are dead, the winter gods are gonna show up, and everyone's gonna be like, "I knew it."
Neal, even if that was a thing now, Neal's gonna have to have like sacked it and not let it be a thing because he can't go back on it now.
Okay. So you guys are going to hold in reserve. I take it you're taking Lucilla, Darf, and Bell with you
Yeah.
as a reserve fighting force?
Yeah, I think so.
And then
probably.
the rest of these people are going to spread out?
Yeah, we
And
got like
set this
weapon
stuff up.
masters, and Lucilla contacted her retired knights. Like they have plenty of people to form parties and small squadrons with.
Yeah, there's gonna be like 2 or 3 people per node, right?
More than that,
It'll
probably.
be 4 to 5? 4 to
okay.
6 people per node is the goal. But you know, something might happen
Yeah.
and it might not work out. So, the recommendation comes down to use the full moon first light on the day of the full moon when it first peaks over the horizon as the... Ooh, but how are the people underwater going to know that? That might not work at all.
Yeah.
People underwater are going to need a signal.
I could
How
thought
you
wave
guys
it
gonna-
technically, but I don't want to burn my 5th level spell slot for that.
It might have to be that. What can we?
Wait, could we put it on
This-
a scroll?
Oh yeah, we could make.
Oh wait, do we
Ooh.
have? Eliza's not going to take part in the fighting, is she? She's not a
No,
combat
with the
cleric.
war picking back up, she has to stay back at home.
Oh, she can't. She can't come with. Shit.
But
She can't come with.
A thought wave scroll is perfect.
Yeah, I ask if she's capable of making something like that.
She is at least 9th level. She can make a
Yeah,
scroll.
she can make it. I just don't know if she has the stuff to make it.
I could also make. I don't know. A fireball scroll probably wouldn't work.
No, we need the thought wave would be literally perfect.
This is a good
Thought wave
point.
would do exactly what we
Should've
needed
made
to do.
scrolls.
Should have made scrolls. You could have handed out fireball scrolls to all sorts of people.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so scrolls.
Because 5th level ones are the hard ones to make, so are 4th level. But we have done it before, so maybe we do have
Is
like
it a 5th level spell?
5th level spell. Yeah, we have the
Okay,
resources of the entire church. So
You need an exotic ingredient for this.
technically, she could just do it on the morning of the full moon, right?
What do you mean? Oh, she could cast it.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
she'll be
she could-
off the time. Like she won't be on the same time zone as us probably if we're far enough away, but that doesn't matter. If we do it like 2 hours later than planned, it's not that big a deal.
I mean, you're only 400 miles away, so you'll be in the same time zone.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And as long as everyone does it at the exact same time, it doesn't really matter what
Yeah, it
the
doesn't
time
matter
is.
exactly when it is. So she could thought wave, like clerics
Okay.
installing the spires to block off the demons is her target, and there's less than 10, so
Perfect. So, well, there's 10 including you. Exactly,
Yeah.
because you'll need
plus
to cast
fan
the
heal
spell.
sing. Yep.
Right.
Well, I do
So
it in advance, and then they take the spires.
Right. So, in advance, you tell her that on the morning of the full moon to send out a thought wave to all of these people, and that will be the opportunity to cast the spell, and you will have to then also cast your spell at the same time. And that gives everyone a few days to move into position and set up, because it's a bit of travel from Hillsborough to this point in the
Yep.
desert. It'll take people maybe 5-6 days. You maybe want to give them
so
like
we get there
10
with
days
some
just in
extra time.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these groups will all begin to move out, surrounding Heatstroke with these crystals and with these heavy stone totems that have to be carried. So maybe on the
We'll
backs of
probably be
donkeys
hiring
or
some
on
people
carts.
from Hillsborough too to like help carry out. Like you don't need to fight, but we need some laborers here.
So there's carts going to be moving around. There's a river that needs to be crossed. Maybe some boats can be hired to ferry people around.
Yep.
And
I
everything.
suggest that a few people could probably dimension door up to Weatherlight with a cleric ready for that.
Easy peasy. Yeah, they could easily get there with those with dimensional doors could get there no problem. And so slowly everyone fans out and sets up.
All right.
All right. And then the day comes. The morning of the morning of May 7th, I think, is the date that I've worked out that this all comes to play, because it takes a extra time for everyone to move into position, get everything all set up.
Well, what's the nearest full moon to then?
May 7th is the full moon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I assume we're doing this next time?
All right,
Yeah,
everyone
seems like
sets out, and I guess we can just say you cast a spell. There's no dice to roll, is there?
Yeah, no,
Are there?
it's cast, and then everyone needs to cast their thing at the same time, and then it's
So then, do we have any idea like how long it takes for the ward to come into effect once the spell's cast?
Well,
I think it's 60
let's do it right now. You set up the crystals. They're all in place. You're standing near one of them to help cast the spell, and then you all get the thought wave at the same time, except for Malachi.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
Where is my... All right, and what the fuck, Saul? Why is this not... There we go. All right, the thought wave comes, and it is time. It is the morning of the 7th of May. The full moon is probably setting just as the sun is rising, because they're on opposite sides. And the spells go off, and immediately a large, kind of semi-opaque, shimmering sheet begins to rise between the various crystals and arc up and form a dome covering all of Heatstroke, surrounding these 9 crystals, creating an impenetrable barrier to extra-dimensional creatures from other planes.
Yeah.
Extraplanar. There we go. That's the word. Extraplanar creatures. And let me make a quick die roll. Hold on. There's room for complication. I have a few complication things set up. Ready?
Good job.
Van Helsing, give me a saving throw versus spell.
Yeah.
Me? Okay.
This is it. Well, you're the one casting it, so...
Wait, you've got a +2 because of the cloak of displacement if it targets you directly.
Cool. So is this something that's targeting me?
No. This is just a saving throw for how all of this stuff plays out.
Oh, I see. Okay, let me pull up my sheet really fast. I don't remember exactly what my save is. My save versus death is the best one.
Okay. Save versus spell.
Yep. Let me pull it up. It's a 12 for me, so let's see that natural 1, baby.
Come on. Don't roll a 1. Oh, yes.
The spell goes off without a hitch. It meets at the center, it flickers for a moment, and then it solidifies. You can feel the force field sort of with your hand as you push through. It doesn't stop you, but there's like a tingling sensation
It's
right
like
on the
pushing
line.
through putty.
No, it's more like the section of your arm that is directly in line with the force field feels like it's asleep. And then as like you push through it, the rest of it, like you get that tingling sensation. There's a very visceral sensation of moving through something, but you can pass it pretty easily. Extraplanar creatures, however, are going to have a real hard time moving through this. And then it takes a few minutes, but you hear this like low tone that echoes from somewhere in front of you. This really low sort of... Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sort of starts like echoing and ringing out from the crystal and vibrating out into the distance. And it gets joined by some other tones as well.
Doesn't sound good, Malachi.
It's just resonating.
Yeah. It's not... It seems fine.
It's just settling in.
Seems
It's
fine.
to be expected. Auditory impact. Which crystal are we at, Neal? Sorry.
I believe...
It's not coming from the crystal, right? It's just somewhere in front of us, was what you
The
said?
low tone starts from the crystal and echoes out, but the other tone comes from elsewhere, it seems. And then it's joined by this other sound that seems like it's coming from further away. It only rings a few times.
Do you think it's the monstrosity at the center of all this trying to feel out what we've just done?
Possibly. If the spell works, it won't matter. They're stuck in there now.
For now, this is our temporary solution.
Yeah, well, now we got to think about going in there.
Maybe we could crash the airship into heat stroke. I still like that plan.
It's a tough sell, man. I don't know. It's a tough sell. And I think maybe we can come up with something. I mean, if this has worked, why can't we come up with something to destroy them? I start walking around the edge of the...
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a lookout here. Like, I'm not sure what this sound is.
I step inside the thing. Can I still hear the sound?
Absolutely.
Okay, I step back out.
Yeah. And that is when you are approached by a group of 4 people, not part of your party, other people from just out in the plains, out in the Golden Sea, approach you.
I kind of shout out to them from a distance. Halt there! What are you doing here?
And that is the cliffhanger we are going to end on for the day.
Okay.
Right.
When we meet up with our party next, which we'll figure out the date later today or tomorrow, we will have a small hitch in the plan. Because this force field connects each crystal to the other, creating a dome over it, which is great. But the only problem, which we're going to find out next time, is the river crux right here is in a large canyon system that goes hundreds of feet below the ground level, allowing a very narrow window of unblocked passage. And this other group that is arriving is here to let you know the weak point in your crystal defense and help you back it up. Because there are people coming. There are monsters coming up the river for you. A whole army of demons through this very narrow passage.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh boy.
Guess we can make our way there. So are we getting XP now, or are you saying after the next session we'll get XP?
Well, you're going to have to hold this river valley with the 2 of you plus Darf, Lucilla, Belle, and these 4 others. And if the, 9 of you can hold this passage and don't die, then you'll get your XP. Then you'll get your level.
Cloud kill, window down the entire passage, battle 1. Let's go.
Totally. So easy. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And that'll be it for today's Hardcore Heroes, everyone. Next time we will have an epic battle for the ages.
Oh yeah.
Discussion thread is going up right now.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, see you guys in the discussion thread, and we will see you for the next Hardcore Heroes, which we're not sure where it is yet. But we'll have Desperate Measures in a little bit, and we'll have some Dicing with Death in the week, and we'll have Empires of Arcadia and of Dice and Men, and we'll have Chit Chat next week, and all sorts of fun stuff. And tomorrow, we'll have a Matthew Berger art special, where we'll be doing some interesting artwork of the upcoming battle. So we'll see you guys on the other side of our game.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.